information. This is a case I'm going on.
Just a lot of different kinds of activity being reported here. Some of it also being reported on more on the negative side.
She believes that they all her children see something. The oldest talks to them. They notice stuff happening when they moved in.
Some messages may have reached some investigators before even arriving.
Been having a series of dreams, basically the same theme as a negative investigation. Whether or not that theme will play out in real life, I don't know. So I guess we'll see what happens.
I guess once I realized that there was something here, things started happening. We've done salt mines. We've had 2 Catholic priests here, different Catholic priests at different times, bless the house. It won't leave. We've prayed over the house.
Felt like touches, little things crawling all over me. Still.
Don't say that very often. Rewind. We could tell why it was kind of drawing us. It was just maybe a possible place of manifestation.
Oh, well. What do you have to say now?
This dense case may have multiple things going on, including a run-in with a potential elemental.
I've never even heard of those actually being a mythical thing.
Oh yeah.
You're kidding me.
Fairies, pixies.
Yeah, fairies, pixies,
and gnome.
Yeah.
There was a charm given to the client that was actually from her friend who she said that she was a Wiccan. So that brought some curiosity.
Giving back to the earth, and if that was to make a spirit happy, I would be okay with that.
The gift-giving offering, making an offering.
What we're looking at is this one is an earth-based elemental.
To try to appease and make peace with the earth element that might be going on there.
While giving a crystal back to Mother Earth may tame any earth elementals, a possible human spirit visitor also appears.
You want to step outside and talk about it?
If that you want to.
I know who's here.
Interesting to see.
I'm not alive. I'm not alive.
So this is my 3rd investigation. Pretty excited. It's on Halloween, my favorite holiday. So I'll be arriving a little bit late because of work.
Alright, for this investigation, we were summoned up to a small town in northern Iowa, and the client wished to remain anonymous.
I have very little information. This is a case I'm going on. I've been informed that other hunters have been in there, other people who look for the paranormal have been in and have felt that there was a negative energy.
I've been trying to keep a dream journal under the recommendation of Eric. So trying to keep that in tabs. He keeps one also. I've been having a series of dreams, basically the same theme as a negative investigation. Whether or not that theme will play out in real life, I don't know. So I guess we'll see what happens, keeping kind of a mental deja vu kind of mode.
Just a lot of different kinds of activity being reported here. Some of it also being reported on more the negative side, so we'll keep an open mind and definitely bring our protection on this investigation as well, just in case.
And I'm going pretty much cold, other than I'm looking for any mental health issues, because my field of research usually is social work and reading people.
Okay, so Kim and Mary, and then Carrie and myself, and Casey will join us a little bit later. So, what information do you have about this case, case managers?
They have lived in the location for a year.
They have 3 children, ages, what is it, 4?
18 months and 3
18
months.
months and 3 months old. 2 boys and a girl. The 4-year-old has been diagnosed with RAD.
When I called the client and spoke to her, I got a lot of information. She was very forthcoming.
All her children see something. The oldest talks to them, and 2 younger ones, well, they can't talk, but they see something. Her husband is sees stuff that happens, but he doesn't want to admit that they're happening. He doesn't want to, you know what I'm trying to say. Sorry. He doesn't want to acknowledge them. She has been told by several psychics that she has gifts.
Wanted to help her. I felt like there was something here, something to do with the woods or the land.
So she's consulted psychics before then, and the psychics have told her what?
She's sensitive. She also, what she's been experiencing in the house, the voices, the tapping, she'll leave the home and she'll be happy and joyous. When she comes home, there's like oppression and she's angry.
So we know certain areas that we're kind of go through in our walkthrough to see what feelings, vibes that we get, and of course keep some of that capped until we get to the spiritual side later on.
And she believes that they're attached to her.
I forgot what I told you when we were coming up here.
Yeah, you're talking about you saw trees, you felt like there's like in a wooded area, but not quite in a wooded area.
Mary is still new, so I had her kind of work with Kim, and I was kind of glad that Kim and Mary both were able to join us on this one, just for some coaching and learning opportunities for Mary, but also maybe for both of them. Maybe Mary's style will be picked up on something that Kim didn't see or try before, and vice versa.
And Mary, did she do her grounding and protections?
I was doing prayers too. So I have prayers and I have stones on me that have been charged. And my bracelet.
We're about an hour and 45 minutes out, so we'll have a long drive ahead, and we'll get there and do what we do best and see what we can do to help her.
I'm not as empathic as some people who are here, so I go in here way cold. I didn't know what age the person was that we were going to see or anything, so I had no idea.
This case is kind of turning out to be somewhat of a dense case, which means layers. Quite a few things that could be potentially going on. We have the factor of possible spirit, maybe a human spirit type energy actually in the house, whether it comes and goes or it stays. We have a possible mental illness factor as well, or mental disorder.
Fact-based things. So we have, possible disorders here, mental disorders. There's son who has RAD,
which is reactive attachment disorder, which means for some reason he failed to attach in a healthy way when he was very young. And usually you have multiple attachments that didn't work right.
Yeah. And he said being around, foster kids, that you've come in contact with others that have RAD?
Yes, I've I've been trained in rad, and I believe I've came in contact with others. I have not been diagnosed with rad, but it's I like you, I like you, I like you. I don't trust you, so I'm going to do something wrong to shove you away.
We know from experience with that they can also be like a beacon, kind of like a psychic is for paranormal activity.
Client feels might be some kind of, misdiagnosis possibly of paranoid schizophrenia.
Just because they have a disorder doesn't mean that everything is completely false or made up. In some cases we've had, they do tend to draw in paranormal activity that's legit. So that can be somewhat of a tricky situation as well, trying to decipher what is real in the paranormal aspect and what is actually maybe a hallucination or something that isn't real.
And depending if you have it and if you're on meds or not, you can hallucinate or read things very wrong. And you can be paranoid that someone's out to get you, or people are spying on you, or other things like that.
Also, with some forms of mental disabilities, they're connected to poltergeist type activity as well. So we have all these things going, and we're kind of try to weed them out and see what is a primary predominant energy that is going on there.
But yeah, we'll be there shortly. And then, but if anything happens, you freak out, give me a call. Either me or Mary will answer. So, okay, but we'll be there. Okay. Okay, you're welcome. Bye, sweetie.
Hi,
Thank you.
Paranormal Endeavors.
Hi, good, thank you.
Hi, this is Carrie, Kim,
Hi. Hi.
and Mary back there.
Hi. Thank you, I really appreciate it.
No problem.
And I guess once I realized that there was something here, things started happening. I've had, in particular, this spare bedroom door has opened a few times. A lot of activity in my children's room. I heard something. I'm a light sleeper. I heard something. I popped up out of bed, just shaking my husband vigorously. Babe, wake up. You need to go check on the kids. Go check on the kids. Just freaking out. And so my husband jumps up out of bed and goes and turns the light on. And first thing we see, this had been moved about 8 inches. So we figured out what had moved. And we went to ask my oldest son if maybe he had done it, but he pops up, when the light comes on with his eyes, like, what's going on? And it's okay, baby, just go back to sleep. My son has a disorder. He's been diagnosed with RAD. I've had him since he was about 2 years old. He's stabbed himself with forks. He's bitten himself. He's stabbed himself with toys. So my instant reaction when we got up, he had a handprint on his face. It was his handprint. So I didn't even ask him who did it, My first thought, obviously he did it, given his past, and it's his hand. Why'd you hit yourself, honey? I didn't, Mommy. We've done salt lines. We've had 2 Catholic priests here, different Catholic priests at different times, bless the house. It won't leave. We've prayed over the house. It won't leave. We've had our assistant pastor of our church come over. It won't leave. We've done smudge sticks. It won't leave. At one point, we were smudging the house, I think for the 3rd time. And we went into that room and we get to the closet, and I felt very uneasy, and my husband he didn't say anything while we were doing it, but when we were finished, he had told me that it felt like something tried pushing him down about 4 times in that closet when we got to that closet. The first place that I felt anything at all in this house was in this room. It gets cold quite frequently in there. I actually have a glass that has split in half, like a drinking glass. There was no cracks in it.
You still have that?
I do.
Okay.
It's there in the laundry room. I get nightmares that I wake up, I've woken up gasping for air, paralyzed. I've woken up so scared that I've had to wake up my husband, and I can't sleep. I've had insomnia since I was about 5 years old, just from a traumatic childhood, but here I'm afraid to go to sleep because it's been getting in my dreams. I'm so tired. I don't know if you can see, my eyes are bloodshot. I'm exhausted. I can go to church and I'm happy-go-lucky, full of energy, peppy. I get back in this house within 45 minutes. I'm depressed, miserable, angry. He also says that there's a black one and a green one. The black one has red eyes. We've had another team out here that has had a laser, I don't know what it is exactly, that was set up in that closet in their room. It was triggered. There's also something that I've been wondering about. I know that mirrors can be portals.
I've been having like nightmares. You told me some of the nightmares where you feel like they're humans, but they're not humans.
I had one nightmare. There was one night I tried it when I'm not too busy, do a Bible study with my oldest. I'll lay the other two down. My hubby's at work, and I'll read the Bible to him. We'll do a little bit of Bible study. I've got Bible stories on my phone. Well, we were getting ready to do that, and he was sitting here, and he was just spacing off at something. I knew what it was, but I wanted to see what he would tell me. So I was like, "What you looking at, buddy?" He said, "Oh, nothing, just the black God." I said, "Honey, no, that is not God." I said, "Is that what it tells you?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Honey, that is very bad, okay? That's not nice, that's not your friend, that is not God." And that same night, like not even 8 hours after that, I had a really bad nightmare. I had a nightmare that I was in an unfamiliar house. It was like 2 or 3 stories, and I was walking downstairs. Next thing I know, there was actually like humans walking next to me and behind me and around me with bullet holes in their head with blood going down them. But at the time, like for 2 weeks, I was having migraine headaches in the morning. I don't know why. They just came on and then stopped. As a matter of fact, that reminds me, I had one, I think this morning or yesterday morning. But, and then I think I was back upstairs. Like as soon as I got to the bottom stair, I was like back upstairs in this random room. And 2 of my children were laying in a bed with my husband. And next thing I know, my husband just disappears, and it's the kids laying there. And I knew it was behind me. And I just started like pleading, "Don't take my kids, just leave my kids out of it, just leave my kids out of it." And like just ran over and held my babies. And by the time I turned to look in the doorway, it looked like just a big shadow. And then boom, I was back downstairs in this house, and in this really long hallway, and I knew it was supposed to represent like in front of the front door, but it was like I was turned around the other way. And in a very loud, powerful voice, I hear, "There is no God." And that was the same night after my son had told me that, about the black God. That was the dream that I woke up scared. I woke my husband up. I had a hard time going to sleep that night.
Alright, well, from here we'll go ahead. I think we'll carry some stuff in and get kind of an idea. We'll do a walk around and kind of feel where we think we should put some of the equipment, and based on what we've heard as well, make sure we have enough coverage on those areas.
We're going to have a relatively small team. Less than half of our active team members currently are going to be present. And Casey's going to show up a little bit later. She has the same kind of routine where she has to work late, and she'll be joining us a little bit later.
first got here, I was drawn to behind the house and the land.
I would like that one real big.
Did you see the tools above you, Eric?
Oh,
All right, and this case is also on Halloween, so this is kind of exciting. Also, not just because of the fact that it's just Halloween, but there is a theory out there that paranormal supernatural activity happens more so on Halloween evening.
After the session, we went into the closet because, well, I stood there, and then for some reason I was drawn into the closet.
This is EVP session in the kids' bedroom here in New Iowa. Kim, Carrie, Eric, Mary present. October 31st, 2014. We're talking softly because there's a kid sleeping next to us.
First session, we started in the bedroom.
Still. Don't say that very often. Rewind. Rewind audio, could rewind that, could rewind that.
It said rewind last time while he's using it.
Still camera maybe.
Rewind.
Possible. You have to rewind it. Maybe.
Yeah, like move that. Like, yeah.
Moment.
Are you in here? Is this your closet?
In my knee, it just felt like someone just kind of taking a sharp rod and sticking through my knee just a couple of times. I mean, it went away, but...
My name is Kim.
Mine is Eric, and this is Mary.
Hi.
I'm in your closet.
Is there... You're not sleeping right now. Are they still hurting? No? Okay.
Are you getting that, Mary?
Some things that were going on there, it's K2 spikes were pretty moderate spikes. They were going into the orange and sometimes red territory and just random. We couldn't figure out what was causing it, and we did sweep and there wasn't anything triggering that off in there.
Did you just trigger this off? Kim just got done saying that you didn't feel like you might not be here. You might have been somewhere else. Is that the case?
You're not in here, are you? Do you want me out of here? Carrie always has that question. Do you want me gone?
Carrie will be your best friend. She befriends anything.
It's kind of been kind of a goofy, kind of strange feeling of investigation so far.
I'm getting the pain in the leg. What's with the pain in the leg? What's with the pain that you could be enhancing? I guess is the word I'll use.
Right leg.
There you go.
Right.
Right leg. So is that you causing that pain? Or are you helping cause...
Is it your knee and your hip?
Maybe.
Is it your knee and your hip? Or... No, it's my leg.
I was getting severe pain. I was getting severe pain in my right knee earlier when we were talking while we were in the kitchen.
Alright, let me move this out of this hand. I know it's not the flashlight, but... Okay, so are you causing the pain? Is that because you're in pain?
You don't like me?
Or you do it to get people out of your space, out of your area?
My legs are cold. Possible interaction. I'm probably the most skeptical, even though I believe in ghosts. So, having a good time. See what happens with the evidence.
Is this a portal?
Are you protected?
Did you get that, Mary?
Are you protecting the boys?
Did you get the K2?
Went to the closet. I was getting felt like touches, little things crawling all over me.
Are you in here touching Kim?
My left side.
What's the connection with the garage? A lot of people don't seem to like that area back there. What happened?
Started getting a heavy sense. K2 meter was going off. Pressure in my head.
Oh, well. What do you have to say now? There's something with the
Are you
trains.
touching-
Liska's like that too.
Yeah. Are you touching my neck?
You touching her neck?
Something touching my neck. Did you just pull my arm?
No.
Did you bump me?
I did this.
But did you bump me down here?
I don't remember touching you there. No.
I feel like stuff's crawling on me right now.
Alright, did you want to get out of there? Ooh.
No, I want to find out what's going on. Something's crawling on me though. And I feel really lightheaded. Was that you?
I did this.
No, that wasn't. No, it was over here.
No.
When Eric and Kim were in the closet, I was holding the camera and I was getting creepy crawly feelings on me.
I'm gonna cross like that.
Oh my god.
If it stings or static feeling,
No.
let us know. Okay.
That's just more like,
Oh, just annoy the hell out of you?
yeah, like creepy touchy.
Yeah.
Like a creep.
Well,
I'm not saying you're a creep. I'm just saying
alright.
creepy.
Okay, so you want us out of the closet? You want us out of your area? Is this that portal?
First it was Kim getting kind of this little prickly, kind of like creepy type touches, is the best way she could explain it. And then a little bit later, Mary started having it as well.
That's chills.
I'm itchy.
Itchy?
Yeah, I'm
You're getting
itchy.
itchy too?
I'm getting itchy too.
I feel like it's a bunch of little fingers.
Touch mode would be appropriate here because you're a toucher. You make the spike. Ooh, well, you made this spike. Appreciate that. Did you get that on camera?
Yeah, I was getting that.
You
I was
okay?
getting the butt.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll give you everything. I mean, it's like all over.
Okay.
I know, I'm itchy too.
I'm fine though.
Let's take a break if we need to. Whoa, went to
No,
red.
I'm fine.
Wow.
Did you see that?
I saw that. I got that on tape.
Random K2. Alright. What was that all about?
Can we hold that?
Let's ask. Yeah. See if the level changes on that. That's touch mode.
Okay.
Alright. Are you a man? Are you a male?
Oh. Someone's crawling up my arm.
We mean no disrespect, but we're just trying to understand what you're here for.
Can I sit on your floor? There was nothing to explain why I felt that there was no cobwebs, no bugs, no, I kept on getting sharp pains in my leg and in my shoulder.
Do you get that feeling if I kind of like...
Did you get touched like this? I'm not trying to, like this.
I get feelings kind of like that. I get tingling right in here. I get just one patch of tingling. I get cold spots up my back where my hair doesn't stand up or anything like that.
Do you sometimes feel buggy, like something like crawling on your arm or anything? Or?
No, not really. I get cold spots where it feels like it's touching me.
Yeah, I'm like still cold from everything. Hi, look who joined us.
So just arrived, got here from work. The team was finishing up their first EVP session. Went into one of the rooms with Carrie with the obelisk.
Feels like you're not here, but I don't believe that because you were before. You could be somewhere else.
Would you like me to get out of the closet so you can talk with Carrie?
It's not attached to me that I'm aware of. Was that your stomach, Casey?
No.
Was that you at all?
No.
Wow. That was the noise you made. That was pretty cool. I appreciate it. It was like,
I'm gonna go ahead and step out.
You sure? Are you okay?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, this is, like I said, this has been a strange investigation.
Casey and I can talk about pizza again.
Yeah. I know a lot about pizza. Only responded when we were asking questions about the words that were popping up, and as soon as we started having like conversation with each other, the obelisk kind of stopped.
Casey, me, and Eric went into the catch-all room, this closet room. We had the ghost box. We started asking questions.
Anybody back here with us?
I'm gonna sit down.
My name is Kim, but you already know that.
Did you hear who?
Or is that just me?
I didn't hear that.
Well, come down on my level.
My leg was hurting, my shoulder was hurting, and my back was hurting, and there have been several other people, Eric, and have been having the same issues.
Alright, are you here with us right now?
Hi.
Hi. So is that you?
Hi.
Hi. So is that you? Are you the man who's touching the women? This just tipped over. I don't think it was paranormal. Oh, KG's going crazy.
Oh.
This is really not stable enough.
I noticed, like, when the KG... Did you hear Kim?
Slightly. Say that again. Was that saying Kim?
I feel like something's about to happen.
Yeah? Getting that feeling?
Yeah.
What is that? Sound like I'm injured.
Do you have pain in your leg? I feel like something's about to happen.
Yeah? Getting that feeling?
Yeah.
What is that? Sound like I'm injured.
How many are there in this house?
Let me count out here. How many of you are there present in this house? Is there 1? 2? 3?
In my head.
4?
Who keeps coming up? Is there 2 of you? 3? Is there 3 of you? Which is it? Is there 2 or 3 of you? 3.
2? No responses on the K2. But I kept hearing like 2 and 6 better sound makers so probably.
What do you want?
So we had an interesting EVP session in the closet. Kim was the sharp pains, chills, worrying me a little bit.
K2's completely quiet now.
Do you not want to talk to us?
Are you cold?
I'm getting chills, but I'm okay. Oh, K2 went off there. Are you here with us?
Can you make a sound? Can you talk to me? Did you say what?
Are you trying to take energy from all sources possible?
Every time you ask that, it stops.
Ooh, K2 went off. Whoa. You getting that, Casey? Oh. So is that you? Wow. So, if that's you, what message do you have? The main thing in there was just the sharp pains in the same areas of our bodies. Kim was getting it, I was getting it. It wasn't something we were feeding off of each other.
Stabbing pain. Right here.
So that must be common. So what happened in the upper right shoulder on the back? Is that where you were shot or stabbed?
You're loud.
I got loud.
I'm not loud. Like angry loud.
Let me ask again, and I'll ask nicely this time. Did you get some kind of injury on your upper right back shoulder?
I did.
You did?
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Did you get some kind of injury on your upper right back shoulder?
I did.
I did? That, you know, we'll see here what we have to back that up. Maybe we'll have some EVP or some kind of evidence to help support that feeling or vibe. For audio, possible, we'll see that again. So what happened there?
I feel like my chest is tight. I'm having really...
Where at?
My whole legs. I'm
So-
cold. I feel like I'm
Alright.
ice again.
So what happened with the legs? You have something with the legs and something at the back of your shoulder on the right side. So did something happen with your legs? Were they injured?
Pains in the shoulder, pains in the leg, pains in the back, correct? I know who's here. I don't really want to say it out loud. It's this ring it's attached to.
Okay.
And then we got some validation on who it could be.
You want to step outside and talk about it?
If that you want to.
I know who's here.
For what we just heard, it has a little bit of validation from the client of who it might be that had those particular parts of their body affected.
Well, it's not a confirmed suicide. It looked like an accident, but I know it wasn't an accident.
What's your history? I can't breathe. I feel like I'm choking.
That's why you guys are being touched.
That's why.
He had a torn rotator's cuff in his shoulder, multiple back surgeries, and something wrong with his leg. If you can get an answer of where they were injured, where they received their injuries.
Work more. We're going to head towards spiritual side here a little bit later, and we'll see what we find.
Meditate kind of and take some deep breathing. And when I would deep breathe and get that chilly kind of release feeling, I'd get a word every time. Get reverend, cleansing, vase, flower, a multitude of words. Flower or vase mean anything to you? Both those things.
Flower and vase, not off the top of my head, no.
And now we're going to be working on the spiritual, and hopefully we'll find more.
That's Casey. I'm Carrie. Vic, I was just putting my feelings on you. I wanted you to say something. I am sitting down. But I feel like the words play on when we're not expecting him. I was sitting down and it said Reverend. Let me hear. Holiday. Can you hear this? Can you do that?
Halloween.
Do you know what holiday it is today?
Isn't it oh my goodness, Embark for the emblem? It's a pagan holiday, that's all I know. It's also Halloween, but my brain went somewhere else first.
Do you want to talk to one of the people that have more of the openness? I said that wrong, but...
Would you like to talk to Kim? Because here she comes anyways.
There she is. What? I said, she said, do you want to speak to Kim? And you walked open the door.
Really?
Yes.
Hi.
Kim has more empathic abilities than us two, I believe. I don't know. More than I.
Yeah, Kim's a little bit more open.
I'm
a lot
rock
more.
star, man. So you were I was being called into here. Do we have a KV?
No, there's no K2 right now.
We'll get one. I'm really lightheaded in here too. I'm being drained all over this house.
Kim is leaving for a second. Do you want her to come back? I know you're coming back.
I'm gonna get the ghost box.
Okay.
We're gonna have the ghost box.
Has that been going off?
Yes, until we started talking about ourselves and then it quit. So as long as we were asking it questions, yes. Last word was holiday.
What do you like Halloween? Do you like Christmas?
Carrie?
I need the ghost box.
Oh, I think he wants your interview.
It was talking about teachers and things that might have had something to do with my life. I was trying to hone in on that. My son got in trouble about talking about a holiday and with his teachers today.
And see, I was alone on the highway coming here.
It talked about being alone on the highway, so it seemed like it was playing with us. But that's me interpreting onto it.
Yeah.
Teacher, holiday. I don't feel any anger to it.
Well, that was in there with the K2 that it's likes to play with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what it was doing, and it wasn't. It was kind of a creepy play with you. I mean, it was like going up to her, and it was like this.
I felt that when you guys were in there. I felt it in my hair.
Yeah.
But not that. You know what I'm talking about? Barely the.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't guarantee that it wasn't just your nerves doing it?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I asked, are you kind or am I?
Mm-hmm. And it didn't say anything?
They won't answer.
Yeah. Alright, well I might go out for a fresher.
So you
I think
felt
we
it
should
might
all...
have been talking about you when you were alone? And then
That's how you interpreted it?
Yeah, so I don't know.
And then when it said teachers and... Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. Because I just all one word, so I mean it could be interpreted in that way.
I know.
So. It's a pagan holiday, but also October 31st, November 1st, and November 2nd are Day of the Dead, which actually started out as an ancient Aztec holiday.
From our experience of switching over from the science to spiritual, sometimes that happens and we do get a little bit more activity. I can start if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Alright, we're all gathered here in the living room. Just trying to communicate. We're just trying to get some messages here from anybody who may be with us visiting. We're trying to help the family who lives here. Let's do the one that works the most that we've done, the circle one. Ask a question, ask a question, ask a question. Are you here with us right now?
Do you see all of us?
Can you tell me how many are here with us?
Do you want to ask something?
Did it go off?
Do you know who I am?
Is there any spirits that need help?
I don't know, I couldn't really say it.
Who is us?
Who said me?
I thought so.
Who is me?
Where are you from?
I'm killing bees. Did you grow your own honey?
Two keeps coming up. Is there two of you? Three? Is there three of you?
Three.
Overall, though, from the science and the spiritual, we were just not getting a whole lot from a cooperative nature, at least. It just was kind of hiding, playing games, that kind of thing.
Do you follow me? You guys heard that, right?
I heard something like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard, yeah.
It kind of led me to rule, with our case profiles, some things that were fitting into possible dominant intelligent mixed with possible, like, earth elemental. Think of the name of who we've confirmed possibly of who at least one of them is.
Okay.
And when you're thinking about that, try to think, say your name, but think his name and see if we can kind of coax a little activity back out.
So just repeat it, their name over and over.
In your thoughts,
in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
No. I mean, just ignore me. Just do what you want.
Again, remember, do your juju.
The last session, I was getting dreamed really bad. I was starting to get pains and aggravated.
I'm getting the pressure like I was feeling, the other night, but I don't feel like I'm not getting the sadness. I'm not getting the person coming through. I just have the pressure.
You're starting to get them to come back.
Dizzy.
All my energy's gone.
I'm extremely dizzy.
Yeah, me too.
my bag.
My head hurts, and my energy's just. Yeah, I'm getting it. It's kind of starting to swirl.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm freezing. You need to come through. I still have some energy you can use.
Trying to take energy from me, but I'm not. My defenses are still up, so I'm not allowing it. That keeps coming up with the woods in the back.
That might
Yes.
be these flashes.
Take pictures, please.
I am. I'm letting everyone know about the flashes.
I mean, okay, just blind us. Something that happens with the property. There's woods, or there's something in the back. There's something buried in the back or near the woods.
Clear back. Big Kim, you're getting wood swinging and pulling up.
There's a connection with woods, though, in the forest. This guy that we were thinking of, is he outdoorsy at all?
Yes, that's why I keep saying those words.
That's why I keep, because that's the theme that we've been getting with whoever.
Chainsaw, you would. I never smelled had any fragrances until tonight. I started picking up fragrances.
It's weird because I don't usually smell things.
I had 5 minutes left on tape.
Your what?
5 minutes left on tape.
Ooh, all the way
That was
right.
a high one.
Chainsaw.
I just felt like I had to leave because it was affecting me so bad.
On my leg.
I felt like I was choking. I just didn't feel right. So I pulled Eric and I let him know that I had to leave.
Probably not the dowsing rod, but just the obelisk, human obelisk. I think that might help, maybe. I mean, Kim? What do you think? I was just saying, not the dowsing rod, but just the, yeah, the human obelisk, you know what I mean? Try that and see. We did decide to cut the investigation a little bit short, the spiritual side, just because everybody's starting to get super drained, and we also have about a 3-hour drive back.
I had to cut it short. I had to leave the room and go in the kitchen to kind of, I don't know, I was in pain. I was having really bad pains in my head. I felt like I still felt like I was choking. I started my head was hurting, just my whole body, and I could feel my attitude kind of starting to change. And I just feel like I need to leave. But I'm just not myself right now in the house. And I think I'm affecting the mood. Or not the mood, but like the situation. And I think, because we got what we could with me. But I feel if I'm gone, does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Sort of, yeah.
Because I'm not helped because I'm just being sucked.
It was agitating, seemed to go after females. Don't know what that has to do. We'll find out with the evidence. Just kind of tired and ready to look it over.
Why were you getting agitated?
Extremely angry, extremely frustrated.
But I do think it's best if I leave.
You don't want to try finishing that? You sure? You know, it's my job to push.
I know
but
it's
I
your
can't
job.
reasonably.
I know.
But then we wrapped it up.
We'll go ahead then and do our tear down, so we have a long drive ahead of us. We stayed just past the primary witching hour, and it was kind of a energy I was going around in circles, so I think it was a nice natural time to finish up anyway. You're drained. We're almost all drained. So.
I gave her one of my crystals because I felt like she needed more than I did. And then I gave her some stones to help her to feel protected.
So I gave you those stones, so the jet and then the amethyst as well. And then those you should be able to tell, especially night and day, from what you're holding in this other hand. These ones you can also smudge in sage to help cleanse. Sunlight is also a natural boost form as well, charging.
We talked to her about a bracelet.
So you wanted us to just take it?
It was also given to me by a woman that claims that she's a Wiccan. So I'm kind of iffy about it myself. So
yeah, okay.
But we're gonna hold on to it, see what happens if it decreases or increases. If it increases, we'll bring it back and figure out another way to go about unbinding it.
Okay, we'll see here with this going with us how that affects the activity. You have Kim's number, you have our email and our Facebook, and let us know, you know, if you feel, or if you start dreaming about this in some weird way.
Okay.
That's some kind of a sign, typically.
Okay.
Keep a dream journal too.
Yeah, I have my girlfriend do that.
Okay.
Go to the evidence and see what we get.
I will be excited to see what the evidence says.
It's the end of the night. We're wrapping up. It was, I think, a good investigation. Really want to see what comes out. I mean, for myself, I really didn't get much.
And from what I've told her, she's not sure if I might be schizophrenic. So I need to be able to prove to her, that way in her mind she knows that she's telling the truth, that I'm not schizophrenic. Yeah, so.
I'm trying to get your attention. I want something. And I think it wants us to honor the earth, which is kind of weird.
The fact that we're picking up primarily on one individual spirit that seems to be the primary indicates to me that it's an intelligent in some nature. There's a little bit of an attachment vibe going on here where I think that things that you still have, possessions that connect to this individual. That's why we were saying anything that you have, it might not be a bad idea to either get it cleansed, blessed, things of that. Then also with that, the fact that it was elusive and draining so much, I haven't ruled out, like I was saying, elemental type haunting as well.
Now what is that exactly?
Spirit, it was never human.
It was never human, but it's not
It's
demonic.
not demonic.
It's like attached to the earth.
Yeah.
So it like
you've
shows
heard
up
of-
in fire, wind,
Yeah, earth,
rain.
wind, water, those kind of elements.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like
Clear
fairies
water.
and gnomes.
Yeah, gnome, salamanders,
Ding, ding,
firemen. Yeah. So, but the gnome one, they give off. They're not known to be very nice.
They're angry.
They're angry.
ornery.
They're tricksters.
Yeah.
I've never ever heard of what's that?
A gnome?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen like a little garden gnome? Yeah, the little guys with little hats, kind of like a.
Yeah, those. But I've never even heard of those actually being a mythical thing.
Oh yeah.
You're kidding me.
Fairies, pixies.
Yeah, fairies, pixies.
A gnome.
Yeah. Like I said, kind of like elves.
So they're
kind
really?
of, but a little bit more mischievous.
Kind of. Except they're like
They
spirits.
throw you off on the psychic side because they don't come off as your traditional human energy.
I don't know. Like that's okay. I definitely get the dominant. There's a dominant something here.
Most common or well-known earth element is known as the gnome. And a lot of folks have these little guys in their gardens, their backyards. They watch over, and generally they are helpful in nature.
Well, thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having us. I think it was a good night, and just ready to go home and go to bed.
So we're just working on reviewing some evidence for the case. There are hints towards it being an elemental. There was a charm given to the client that was actually from her friend who she said that she was a Wiccan. So that brought some curiosity as to the fact that we were also thinking that it was elementals.
And I went back and I thought about that and processed it and thought about it. And I kind of believe in like spirits, like for the wind and for the rain and for water, and I just have a different name for them.
Elementals are really something that connect to pagan, any earth-based religion, which Wiccan is a subset of pagan.
But on the other hand, as I've talked to Eric in the past, I'm really anti-giving gifts to spirits. But I don't think I'm anti-giving back to the earth, and if that was to make a spirit happy, I would be okay with that.
Focusing on the here and now and which is protecting Mother Earth basically, and that's where we get the idea of elementals.
When the Ovilus was talking about what I felt was my son, I thought about dropping out of the program, not doing any more ghost hunting, because I don't want anything to ever bother my family, and my son is very important to me.
But not always malicious in nature. They can be if there's some kind of disturbance or imbalance at the location.
I actually felt a little threatened by it, knowing anything about me. And again, I'm a skeptic, but not a skeptic, so part of me is saying, oh, it's no big deal, I'm just reading into this.
The client had also given us a charm. We took that with us. It's been at a different location. It's not causing any other disturbances or issues at that location. But it doesn't hurt to do a cleansing or a prayer on it. And so we're going to go ahead and cleanse it, but then also has the pagan Trinidad symbol on it. And so this is something, along with the crystal quartz on there, that we feel would be perfect as an offering to give back.
But I almost felt like I might be bonding with this element. Not in a sense I want to take it home, but it was trying to get my attention, and it wanted something from us, and it was also our client.
And so this item actually is the best thing that we could think of, because it came with us for a reason.
It was wanting us to listen.
I learned a lot reviewing some evidence. Like, learning, and I hope to learn more. And it was was pretty exciting when I saw the light went on by itself.
Starting to learn how to analyze evidence. It's really interesting. It's challenging because I don't really have an ear for EVPs yet.
We're the ones that review the evidence. We're the ones that are the first to find, which is kind of exciting to me a little bit. You know, it's like we're the first ones of the group, the first ones at all that come across what we're going to find in the evidence.
But with our visit, then with that said, this is basically just reviewing what we found that night, and with our sensitives and what we get in the evidence, what we think is going on, at least that night while we were here.
Okay.
You know.
But in general, it's calmed down a lot.
Yeah, we talked to Kim. She has a friend, Gretchen. She's a pagan. She's a Greek pagan. She was talking about possibility of gnomes. Eric thought of that first. Of maybe it's a gnome because they tend to come off as a little bit of a demonic spirit where they kind of mess with you, want to play,
Devious.
tricks, devious tricks. They're like little creatures, and they can come off as demonic, but they're not. They're just gnomes.
Possess at all?
No.
Can't possess, but they can cause oppressive feelings.
Right, make you angry, stuff like that.
We are not licensed, certified mental health experts. We can only be a resource, and we can only try to point the client in a general direction and give advice. We're educators, and that's really all we can do.
The camera footage, the motion cameras, and the 35mm all came out clean.
That can be somewhat of a tricky situation as well, trying to decipher what is real in the paranormal aspect, and what is actually maybe a hallucination or something that isn't real.
We'll bury it, but or try to. I don't know how hard the ground is. It's kind of a pain.
We about
Yeah, Mr. Big Guy there. So.
Would it anger it if you buried it? Would it anger the spirit that is attached to it if you buried it?
Burial is actually a form of cleansing. So I know if you have stones and stuff, a lot of the time they will suggest that you put it in the ground and bury it because that brings the earth energies to it. So if anything, I'd be another form of cleansing.
Native American tradition too.
Intent, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm definitely glad that I finally have some evidence, that people won't sit there and keep calling me crazy or think that I'm crazy or schizophrenic. From watching the monitor and everything, I was hoping that there would have been a little more evidence.
Don't let it control you. Don't let the fear just succumb your life to where that's all you think about. You're just scared out of your mind all the time because it will feed off of that. And
at one point I was.
But at least try to bring some kind of peace with any nature spirits that might be here. And so this is the area right behind the house, kind of behind the garage, which had drawn our attention when we were here the first time.
Casey, do you want to do the honors?
It's believed that you should approach them with caution and respect.
Spirit of Earth, we feel you flow in our spleen and seek your stability and reassurance for helping us learn confidence when we worry.
Lay so many guilt trips on ourselves every day and sing eternal gratitude and respect. Spirit of Wood, you dance in our liver and in our homes and nurture us with structure and nourishment. May humanity awaken and see your amazing stillness, balance, and openness to help us grow as tall and wise as the tallest tree spirits. Spirit of Metal, you bring all the elements of the air and priceless physical properties in our bodies and in the earth to breathe life into our daily existence. Thank you for helping us learn to breathe chi every waking moment of our lives.